Hi everybody, welcome to Cloud Mining with Hashflare episode 2. Today we're about 3 days into Hashflare and we're going to take a look at how we're doing, see how the numbers are adding up, and get an overall feel of the service that we've had for these 3 days. So without further ado, I'm just going to open up the screen here and go over here. And as you can see, I'm already logged into the panel. This shows us our Bitcoin balance. What I like about the panel is that you can see here your last payout. So that was yesterday's payout. So real quickly, you can see what's going on. And this is kind of like your Bitcoin wallet on Hashflare. And you see the numbers going up because we had a couple days of payout. And then the number going down, I'll explain in a second, which has to do with me spending that money. And then if you look here at our terahashes, we went to 0.81. So we added another 10 gigahashes. We're looking here at the forecast. We're looking at 2201. I think it was about 25 when we first looked at it, but that's okay. We're expecting that kind of roller coaster effect based on the price of Bitcoin, the volume of trading, and all that kind of fun stuff. So this number, I'm not expecting to say 25 every time I log in. So now let's take a look at the history tab, and let me just scroll to the bottom here. And on this tab, it shows you how you got your Bitcoin every day. So from mining, that first day of payout is here, and then it gives you a running total going upwards. And of course, with a payout comes a maintenance fee, and you have 2 more payouts here. So we've got those 3 days worth of payouts and 3 days worth of maintenance. And then here you've got the purchase for the additional 10 gigahash of service, and it tells us the price, and now we have a new running balance. So the interesting thing is, because Hashflare has these small price increments, as you can see here, we can buy 10 gigahash at a time instead of a big bundle where you have to buy $60 worth at a time. We're able to reinvest right away once we hit that $1.50 mark. And given the numbers that we had going backwards, I think that every 2 days roughly, we'll have another $1.50. Now, the reason I did the reinvest is because on Hashflare, their policy is if you pay with a credit card, they're going to hold that money for about 15 days because they want to make sure that you're not trying to call the credit card company and say, hey, cancel this, I didn't really order that or something of that nature. So they're just protecting themselves, which is fine. But given that they had this low number and that we had the money stuck there for that 15 days, I figured it made a lot more sense to reinvest it, get some hashing power, and get more money back from that money rather than it just sitting there with the volatility of whatever Bitcoin is doing. So this looks real nice, and we're going to go back to these numbers here, and we're just going to make sure they're in our spreadsheet correctly. If you remember, when we first did this, we looked at Hashflare right here. We had a projected 2232 that was based on 279 per 100 gigahashes. And here on our BTC tab, I went ahead and already put in the 3 days worth of Bitcoin. And you can see this converts it to US dollars. Again, that XML function that goes out grabs the current value of Bitcoin. So these numbers are actually within the past few minutes. And you can see our average here, even though we've only got 3 days, the average is just about 74 cents. So as I mentioned before, 2 days, you're almost at that $1.50. Reinvest it. In that first 15 days, we're going to have the opportunity to go several times to increase our terahash and hopefully get a little extra money out of it in the long run, bringing our profit up a little. Let's go over to CloudBTC, and here's basically what I'm tracking with. We see that it's $2.22 at the moment. And this is the whole plan that we bought. We bought the 800 gigahash, we paid $120, and we projected that it was going to be $22.32. Now remember, today actually, we had some pretty big volatility numbers with Bitcoin. So at one point, Bitcoin was down maybe $100, and then over the course of the day jumped back up. So these numbers are constantly changing. But what's interesting is the forecasted number, which is calculated based on what we're actually earning, versus here what the mining calculators told us, is very close to that number. So that's a good sign, because at least we know we'll be consistent. We'd love to make it a bigger number, but being consistent is good. Being less is bad. And right now it's looking pretty good. So having said that, I think, so far I'm happy with the service. I'm liking where the numbers are going. I think that, we're going to hit the numbers that we're hoping for. And that's about it. If you've got any questions, drop them below. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe so you can keep finding out about our other episodes and you don't miss any, click that subscribe button. Until then, I appreciate you listening throughout, and we look forward to hearing from you next time.